You're on my mind.
Trying to keep yourself in that positive frame of mind also has to do with the people you are around. So I know for a fact what it's like to be around people who are not in that same mindset. Right therapist that can put you in the right direction or listen to you enough to where they understand where you want to go with your life, then that's half of it. But a lot of times people can't even find the right therapist. I have had so many clients that have come to me in the last year that have said that they did not want to give therapy a chance again because they could not find the right therapist.
And it's a toss-up. I know when I started, the very first counselor that I was scheduled with, even the receptionist, I mean, like, how you're received as a client is, I mean, that's like your first line of communication. So if your receptionist is a jerk, then...
Or judgy.
Then, like, why do you want to go?
Yeah.
That's right.
So the first therapist that I was scheduled with, it was way past COVID. I'm talking about a year plus. And they're like, oh, we will still want to do phone visits, da-da-da-da. And I'm like, how do you even build a relationship with somebody that you can't see? So it is absolutely a toss-up. My counselor I found on accident. She was a client of Sandy's. So...
And I fell in love with her.
But it's just, it literally is. I mean, 75% of what happens or how you deal, and the rest of it is your own work, I guess.
Yeah, it's your ability to do the work or you wanting to do it.
And that's the problem. I know with the African American community, we look at therapy as being a personal, something's wrong with you. But now I'm seeing more acceptance.
Yeah, good.
With that.
Good.
And people are like, okay, it is a good thing to get mental health
and also
taken care of.
Also the older community. My grandmother she'll be 80. And she says why do I need to talk to a stranger about my problems? I'm like, well, maybe they know better than you do. I don't know.
Maybe they have a few tools. I've heard that a lot too.
Yeah.
Is why do I want to talk to somebody? I even hear it with people my age and younger. Why do I want to talk to a complete stranger about my problems? But I think if you have the right person, and for me it took a few. I didn't have. I mean, I had what I thought was good, and it was for a little while, but then. I think she recognized because she was such a good therapist that I needed someone else or I needed more. And so I got lucky in that aspect.
Well, I think it's good in a season too. Like just because you started out with the right one doesn't mean that you're going to end up with the same one because they might have different tools for you. Like I've been seeing the same one for 2-ish plus years now. And I kind of feel like I'm in a place that I could possibly move on. And it's not because she's... it's not because she's not good at her job, or it's not for any reason. It's just that I think we grow and we change and we need something different.
Yeah, I agree. I think sometimes if you grow and you're going in a different direction, so, for us, we are reaching that point of life where we're looking for peace. And no matter what, I want this half of my life to be the most peaceful part of my life.
Yeah.
My kids are grown. I've gone through some things. I've had the marriage. I've had the divorce. I've had the relationships. I've had the breakups. You go through different phases of life, and now it's just about finding the peace. And I think that therapy is good. I think for a lot of reasons TikTok was good because you could find just encouraging things to look at, or I found this movie maker thing the other day where it's you're trying to manifest your dream life, so they give you tools and you make this whole movie about what your dream life would look like and how that tricks your brain into believing and knowing that something like that is possible. And I think that's half of it. If we believe that it can happen, then we're closer to it happening.
It's absolutely and that's another kind of journey that I'm on is positivity. That if you start your day in a positive way, then that's what it'll be. Your brain looks for proof of what you tell it.
Absolutely.
So if you tell your brain, I'm going to have a good day, well, you're going to have a good day.
Yes. And reinforcing that all the time, you know, just trying to keep yourself in that positive frame of mind also has to do with the people you are around. So I know for a fact what it's like to be around people who are not in that same mindset. And it wasn't so much that I broke up with these friends of mine. It was that I believed and I kept telling myself that my life was going in a more positive direction. And for whatever reason, those negative things moved their way out.
Oh, that's it. You can't help it. You can't help it. You can't help the direction that you move in, and it's literally without your. I mean, you know, you're doing better for yourself, but like, you move in a different direction without even meaning to. You know, away from certain people or towards certain people, or
it just falls off.
Yeah.
And no harm, no foul.
Exactly.
And that's okay. Like, you look back on it, if you give it some time and give it a little breather, you realize, like, okay, well, maybe we had a lot in common when we first started hanging out, and then we grew in different directions, and that's okay.
I always go back to, it was a Medea play, not a movie, but one of the original. I know you've heard me say this, but you can base all like friendships and relationships in a tree, like in the version of a tree. So your leaves are your leaves come and go with the wind. So those are your leaf friends that they might go in a season. Well, then there's your branches, and you're like, this branch is going to be here forever. And then a big storm comes, and they're like,
you lose it.
But then there's your root friends, and your root friends are there for life.
Yeah, I believe that.
And even more than friendships, but
relationships.
All relationships.
Yes, I believe that, because I do have friends too that are, I think everybody's kind of trying to find something right now that grounds them and gives them more peace. Our world has been so chaotic for so long since COVID. I know.
Yeah.
People changed.
Oh, COVID changed everything too.
Yes. And so when you isolate people and then you integrate back into public, and everything is different, everything has changed. We were taught to just like be away from each other. We're trying to integrate back, and of course, over that period of time, people go in different directions.
Oh yeah. Even in small, so I saw that in the restaurant business. I bartended for 13 years at a family restaurant, but I had my regulars. I mean, there were these people that were here every Tuesday night, every weekend, and then COVID happens, and a year later, after everybody's done getting to-go orders for the year and stuff like that, people don't come back. People don't remember the things that they did, or they got comfortable at home or whatever. And it literally changed communication, eating out, all the things, every aspect of life almost.
Gosh, and you know this because you're like me. We have these, like, it's like sound things now, like noisy, crowded areas and lots of people. That does not appeal to me anymore.
Oh, I can't even, I have a physical reaction at this point. It happened, it started probably during COVID, actually. I didn't even realize that. But I started having super sound anxieties, and like, I couldn't be in a loud place. I couldn't, I would cry.
Yeah.
The first time it happened, I literally cried at an event just because I couldn't do anything about it. I didn't know what to do.
I think that part of that came from COVID and being isolated. So that's why I think, like, so many people now are dealing with mental health issues that maybe they never had before.